Moving on to some of the more veteran guys in camp. Let's move past these rookies anyway. Who's surprised you from a veteran standpoint?
Oh, certainly. If we're going to talk about standouts, and not just the guys that do it every day, the Brent Grimes and Dominican Sues of the world.
We know they're great.
Yes, we know they're great. I would say the top performer in training camp has been Rashard Matthews. I mean, you're talking about a guy who goes from being the 5th receiver in your pecking order to clearly being the number 2, paired with Jarvis Landry earlier this week as the number 2. So it is he's improved. He's gotten better. The question is, will they give him playing time? And then Terrence Fede, young defensive lineman that's really making plays, he's definitely stood out.
Mm-hmm. Matthews is as a big play receiver. Can he really step in with all those other guys that they have and kind of make a niche for himself?
Yeah, because I think he brings you the physical presence. He catches everything with his hands. That's one thing. He's very well versed about Ryan Tannehill, what they like, the chemistry. They've been playing together since 2012. They, in fact, began together on the 3rd string unit. So I definitely believe that he has earned playing time. The question is, what will he do with that playing time to keep that roster spot?
All right, each week the Sun Sentinel is giving us an update of the Bubble Watch players. One of them is gone. Arthur Lynch was on the bubble, and he was shown the door today. So that's one bubble burst. One bubble burst. Who has helped and hurt themselves the guys that are still there?
I think A.J. Francis probably helped himself the most. He had a very effective, probably one of the only third-teamers that actually played well against the Bears. You got to see him. You know, the one thing about Joe Philbin is if you play well in a game or in practice, you will ultimately move yourself up the depth chart. And they were working Earl Mitchell as a fullback, and they said, hey, A.J. Francis, go take some first-team reps. Show us what you can do. And that is what you hope when you're on the bubble. You get an opportunity to elevate yourself, improve yourself, and show yourself. Now, other guys that have really impressed, Sam Brenner, who began practice squad last year, probably practice squad again this year. Well, he's running second-team center over J.D. Walton in the Bears game. Now, that hints that he might be on the 53-man roster if he continues to play well. Another guy that you need to continue to monitor, Mike Gillislee has that long run, then he fumbles and coughs up the ball. Mike Gillislee is not on the 53 right now. He's got to work to prove that he belongs there or belongs on the practice squad. And then Caleb Sturgis.
Yeah.
The struggle is real at kicker, and hopefully something will happen with Caleb where he's healthy, he's confident, he makes those great kickoffs, and he returns to the kicker that they drafted at the University of Florida. I think confidence is an issue for Caleb, and he's got to come out and he's got to destroy Andrew Franks, and then he's got to show the coaches that, hey, you don't need to bring in another veteran. I got this.
Are you surprised that they actually haven't brought in another veteran already?
It's not time to. I think in 2 weeks when teams start to pare down their roster to 75, 1 or 2 kicker might get dislodged and you try them out. You also want to be the first in line when the Dan Carpenters of the world lose their job, and the Dolphins cut him from a salary cap reason, not because Caleb Sturgis outperformed him, and he went out and found great work in Buffalo. And he's an established veteran, so he's going to have a choice. And I think the Dolphins don't want to murky up the situation. They want to, when these kickers are out there on the street looking for work, they want to say, hey, look at all this we've got to offer you, including South Beach and South Florida. And Florida's no taxes, no state taxes. Come join us, Mr. Kicker.
Right. Wow. Kickers are just looking for jobs, really. So I don't think it takes a lot of persuading.
The good ones have choices.
One of them I've really enjoyed in camp watching the battle for the last few linebackers to try to make the team. Some of those the rookie guys.
You're obsessed with the young rookies.
I do. I love them. You know, Jeff Luke is a local guy. He's from Port St. Lucie. It's looking like he might be on the. It's tough to tell whether he's going to be one of those guys. Are any of those guys going to make the roster?
I think Zach Vigil is going to make the roster. Okay. I mean, 5 tackles, 1 sack. He's played well from OTAs, from rookie camp on. I think he's probably the rookie that has the most to contribute from that linebacker unit. Mike Hull's just about this big. Yeah. And no offense to Mike Hull, but if you're a linebacker, especially if you're going to need to contribute on special teams, you got to be physical. And I'm not seeing that physicality from Jeff Luke. Just seems a little bit stiff. I can't tell you a play that he's made in 3 weeks of training camp. Neville Hewitt, same thing. See, he's learning. He went from a pass rusher, now he's trying to learn linebacker, which is a transition that Chris McCain had to go through. They all see the carrot. If you do well, you can be Chris McCain. The problem is I don't think any of them have that talent level. Now, Jeff Luke, maybe practice squad worthy.
Yeah.
But Zach Vigil is probably the only guy I think that's worthy of being on the 53-man roster. But it's an interesting little competition.
As we enter the season, McCain still your boy?
I'm always going to be riding for my people.
It's always going to be McCain.
Listen, I'm not vouching for him right now because I have not seen it.
Okay.
I saw it last year. I have not seen it this year. Now, he does have impact when he's pass rushing, but they need to see him drop back in coverage. They need to see him read the run, hunt it down, go sick that running back. I'm just not seeing the light turn on yet. It's a little bit early. Maybe it does turn on in playing time. I still ride with him. But right now, if you had to ask me who would be my linebacking unit if Koamisi was healthy, I'm probably putting Kelvin Shepard on the inside and Koamisi on the outside and having Chris McCain be used as that Jack, that Deion Jordan situational pass rusher.
Okay, so other than Grimes, Sue, who's your boy going into the season? Who has it that maybe we don't see as the guy who has it?
You know what? I like Rashard Matthews. I like Cedric Thompson. I've been watching him more lately. I really like the development I've seen from Walt Aikens. I thought he was a...
That's Perk's boy, though, right?
Yeah.
Perk loves Aikens.
Let me think about offensive line. There's nobody. Absolutely nobody. I would tell you Jason Fox might be doing okay.
Right.
You know, he
might be doing okay.
He might be able to hold it
but
down.
that's because he's a U guy. That's why you like him.
No.
Okay.
I'm hard on the U. They'll tell you that.
Right.
I'm hard on the U. I really like the development I've seen from Lamar Miller and also LaMichael James. Talented guy. You could see that he's got something special about him. He puts his foot in the ground and goes like Joe Philbin likes. He's got the speed to get to the outside that Jay Ajayi does not have. Dangerous weapon catching the ball out of the backfield. But we saw some shaky returns, kickoff and punt return.
Didn't look great.
Didn't look so good. But that was his first chance. He says he's got to get better. It'll be interesting to see the development and progress that the guys make from week to week.
But if we had to bet on it now, I think Landry's going to be their top punt and kickoff returner.
I think Landry's too valuable as a receiver and as a 90-catch weapon to be putting him back there. Maybe punts, but not kickoffs.
What's Landry's ceiling this year?
I think he can be a 90-reception, 1,000-yard receiver, probably 7 touchdowns this season. I don't play those fantasy games.
All right.
Yeah, but...
Oh, all right, 2-minute warning. We just have a couple more minutes left.
I think that he is going to be the leading receiver. I think that he's probably going to be one of the top red zone threats. Maybe Jordan Cameron is a top red zone threat.
Right.
I really do believe that Lamar Miller will have another 1,000-yard season. If you look at his average, I mean, in the exhibition game, 3 carries for 32 yards. Now, a 27-yard run certainly helped that, but that's what Lamar Miller can do. He takes a crease and whoop, he's gone. Now, he can't hit the home run because he's put on so much pounds. He's slowed down a little bit, but I really do believe that they will have a good offense, primarily because Ryan Tannehill has taken that next step. It looks like he's taking that next step to get to the point where he's Chad Pennington-esque.
Okay.
Efficient, takes care of the ball, doesn't turn it over, completes passes. Now the question is, can he win?
Right. Well, and once Devontae Parker's in there,
that's gonna make a
weapons are better. So we'll do predictions, win predictions next time.
All right.
All right, we're not ready yet.
I'm not ready.
We're not ready yet.
I'm not ready.
All right, we haven't taken any of your tweets and questions, but of course we will take them. Omar takes them all the time. You can find him on Twitter at Omar Kelly. You can find me on Twitter at MattLincolnTV. And of course, you can send us your questions by using the hashtag XOmar. It's going to be a fun year.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a fun year.
Hopefully it's a winning year.
Well, I don't know about that. We'll see you next time on X's and Omar.
I'll win.